Okay, sorry for the technical difficulties. The video got cut. So we're going to pick up from where we left off. And basically we were talking about families in Islam. So families in Islam are very close families. Most families in Islam live in separate houses, but at the same time they visit each other a lot, they keep in contact a lot. Cousins are usually very close to each other. So are aunts and uncles to their nephews and to their nieces. So it's a very close family where everyone knows everyone, everyone interacts with everyone, and connections are always kept. At the same time, in Hinduism, same exact concept. We have families, big families, that are very well connected. Everyone knows each other. Even in Hinduism, the cool fact about this is that most people call their cousins, they call them brothers and they call them sisters, because that's how they value these people. They value their cousins as their direct siblings. So this shows how tight families are. Now the difference between families in Islam and Hinduism, in Hinduism, a common thing is joint families, where families actually live together in the same house. Whether it's a big house, small house, they just decide to live together so that everyone interacts together, and that's the main reason they call them brother and sister to their cousins, because of the fact that they've grown up together, they've lived together for a long time. So the last point I want to stress on between Islam and Hinduism regarding family is marriage. Marriage is a big concept to comprehend in general, and it really varies from religion to religion, mainly on the traditions of the marriage and also on other factors. So when we come to talk about Islam, Islam really stresses on marriage. Marriage is a very important concept in Islam, and basically it's given a lot of importance because through marriage, reproduction happens and kids are born, more people are introduced into society through marriage. So in Islam, the process followed for marriage is that basically, like any Western society, people meet and then decide to get married. This is a misconception that some people might have about Islam, is that it has a lot of arranged marriages, but in reality it really doesn't have a lot of arranged marriages, and it's basically people meeting and ending up getting married. On the other side, in Hinduism, it's more common to have arranged marriages. Okay? So, arranged marriages, which means the dad goes out and picks out the bride or groom for his son or daughter, and the two families sit together, they talk it through, and an arranged marriage is conducted where these two families get to join together. Now, the common thing about marriage between these two religions is that both of them have high importance for marriage. Both of them stress on the idea that people should get married, people should have children, people should have a wife, rather than be single and be dating. Dating is a big concept. It's not very looked upon in Islam and Hinduism. Both of them don't really accept dating. They want people to get married and to be committed to each other. This is mainly because both religions also stress on the idea of being faithful and being loyal to your other partner. So, as you can see here, we basically discussed the main concepts of both religions. Okay, we talked about what main differences there are in these religions, and then I focused on the aspect of family and talked about the aspect of family. So now I'm going to open up the floor for any questions that the audience might have. Any questions? Yes?
Are the things that our media here portrays about Islam, are things like that true, like the neglect to women and stuff like that?
So this is a big factor. The media, the propaganda that portrays Islam is what gives the wrong image about Islam in the US mainly. So Islam is actually nothing like what the media is showing you. It's actually, like I explained, it highly values family. It highly values marriage, but it's a very open religion. As we said, it has a pretty global community. It's got more than 1.6 billion followers. So it's a very large religion accepted by a lot of people, which means that it's got a lot of benefits to it. But I think propaganda uses only the negative parts of it. Is that good? Okay. So any other questions? Yes? Okay. So in case people didn't hear what he said, he was asking basically about where Islam is exactly. I mean, I mentioned global community. So we said here Southern Asia, I mentioned specifically India. But when I talk about the global community, Islam is spread out all over the globe, mainly in the Middle East. If I was to specify one main part, I would specify the Middle East as one main part. Is that? I mean, it is all over the globe also, but the Middle East is where the majority of Islam is. All right.